Good morning, everybody, and happy Wednesday. Everybody out there, if you're here with me in the YouTube or in the Discord chat, go ahead and say what's up. Let's see who's with us this morning. We have Shelly, Vibe Trade, Dr. Purple 8, Big G, Magic Mel, Raymond D will run, Acumen. What's up, Acumen? How you doing, buddy? Good to see you in here. Hey, Jinx, good morning. We have KG Dana, Diana Wild, Mike, Trader Page, Christopher, Airwolf. Welcome to the VIP. Good morning, Sean. How you doing? Tink, Shady Lady, Trading Grandpa, Fayano, Sadek, Darren, Mr. Aaron. Good morning, McNasty. Good morning, Justin, Noah, Warren, Yakov, Lenny, Bird. Good morning, LG. Moises, what's up, buddy? How you doing out there? Anybody take any trades so far? Right now, here and now, I'm sitting here and I have nothing. Absolutely nothing. Amazing, right? Morning, LG. A trades. Morning. Disgusting PA. Yeah, it looks like we've just been kind of meandering down here. Let's go ahead and pull up the charts. We've just been doing a little shimmy and shake down here. And it looks like kind of like it's a small range. But it's actually not. It's about 50 points here. But the problem is that it's 50 points and you don't know when the party's going to end, right? Because as we're going up here like this, it starts to do this craziness. And then you just don't know if this is a fake out here or if this is the real deal, if it's going to come back up and then we're going to go even higher. But in this case, we've come lower, but now we might go back higher again. Or we might just go lower again. Who knows, right? Flip a coin. Let's see what happens. But today is going to be a day that is jam-packed full of news, whether or not, right? We like it. It's bouncing off of yesterday's low on the SPY. We do have levels that are published every single day. If you're on Webull, E-Trade, Schwab, there's basically every single non-boutique brokerage out there. If you are a member of these things, you go to the news section. I don't have any of these softwares installed. Maybe I can check on my phone here. But you just go into the news section of these things. And the only reason I'm bringing this up is because Abandoned Baby said something about the SPY here. So if I go over to, let's see if it works on the SPY. Let's just see here. I'm curious. It might not show up because it was, it's been a hot minute, right? Let's see here. I'm just looking. Maybe we have to go into the triple Qs to find it, but maybe it wasn't even published yesterday. Who knows? Good morning, Tink Trades. Good morning, Karen. Karen asked, did you bank yesterday? The answer is yes. Yes, we did. I'm not seeing it published yesterday. I don't know. Sometimes you can find it very easily. Sometimes you have to go through a lot of news. Anyway, if you're on any of those websites, it usually does pop up pretty easily there. Good morning, Samu. Rips, good morning. I passed my first combine yesterday morning. Since I was copy trading, I passed my second as well. Can we give it up right now for Aaron? Aaron in the house, making it happen. That's what I'm talking about. Julius has taken a few, currently up a massive $85. I'll tell you what, though. Not many jobs where you can press a couple buttons and make $85, right? There's somebody who was posting on X. We'll call it X now. I think Twitter's, the naming of Twitter has kind of gone away as time has passed. We can call it X now, right? Does that seem fair? We can call it X. I'll call it X. Yes. I saw on X the other day, there's somebody who's been door dashing. I think they were doing it for they've been doing it for a long time, and they post their door dashing results. For some reason, it pops up on my feed. It must be a popular post. But this person door dashes, and there's no hate on that, right? No hate whatsoever. Don't take this from a place of hate. It's just an observation I made. And the reason why I bring this up is because what Julius just said. They door dash, and in a week of door dashing, and this is active, right? You're picking up orders from restaurants. You're driving them to somebody's houses. You're dropping them off. You're hoping for tips. This person door dashes for an entire week. And again, this is not a knock. They made $900. So I want you to think about that the next time that you try to click a few buttons and you say, well, I'm only up $85. I want you to think about that from that perspective, because that person is picking up food, driving to somebody's house, driving back to a different restaurant, driving over there, right? Put that in perspective. You click a couple buttons, you make $85. I think it's a little bit better, the working conditions, than driving every which way for an entire week, filling up gas, putting mileage on your car. For me, that's the type of perspective that I like to look at. And I like to, I'll go off on a tangent here. I like to wake up and thank God for that. Thank God for the opportunity that we have with being able to do this and having the opportunity. Most of the people, if not all, the majority of the people that are in the stream right now, I think we're all very, very blessed. And we should be thankful for that. We should be expressing gratitude. Whether it's $1, whether it's $50, $100, whatever. You ought to be expressing gratitude. I hate when I see people saying, oh, I only made X. There are people out there that would trade spaces with you like that. And we ought to be thinking about that, because I'm telling you, if you are expressing gratitude in at any moment when this type of stuff is happening, I'm promising it all comes full circle. The more gratitude that you exert into the universe, the more it will return back to you. I've found that in my own personal life, and that's why I express gratitude every single morning. I wake up for the breath and the air in my lungs, and thank God himself. Anyway, I don't know how we got off on that tangent, but good morning, everybody. Good morning to you all. Yesterday was fun. Yesterday was a lot of fun. We had some fun trades on Topstep TV. That was a lot of fun. And we traded that all live. It was what it was. I felt like I called out a bunch of different trades. One of the cool things about Topstep is that they are completely open to suggestions from people who are part of the community. I consider myself as part of the community, so I have some suggestions of how we can change the way that the house account is taking trades, because what I've seen, at least in my own community, the feedback that I've been getting has been coming from a place of frustration, I think, from a lot of people, because people are watching the show and you have very intelligent guests on like Dakota who are calling for certain trades or certain levels, and then that's being kind of jammed up by a polling process in the chat and a polling process with this and that person. And I think that can be modified and changed for the benefit of not only the house account, but for the benefit of the viewers out there. Because I think as a viewer, what's a really popular TV show out there, right? Price is Right, very popular. Wheel of Fortune. Deal or No Deal. Think about Deal or No Deal, for instance. Deal or No Deal has absolutely no trivia. It has absolutely no questions. It has just a little bit of banter. But what's the purpose of the viewer of watching Deal or No Deal? For you folks that have ever seen Deal or No Deal, what's the purpose of that show? You want to watch it because you want to see the people winning, right? You want to see somebody taking down $1 million, right? You want to see somebody really winning because it makes you feel good. You're sharing in that moment. If you look at the brain chemistry, the neuroscience behind it, you're actually kind of role playing as that person, enjoying the same level of joy. Obviously not the same level, but you're enjoying the same emotions as that person as they are winning that money or going through that. And I think the same can be said for the people who are tuning in and watching Topstep TV. Even if you're not agreeing with the trade ideas or taking the trades, I think more people will experience the joy and benefit that positive vibe from seeing the house account winning. So I don't know if I can agree with the idea that it's so important that we're taking time to poll the audience or poll this trading group or poll that. What I propose, and I'm actually going to have a meeting with Topstep about it today, is I propose that it is locked down to only the guests who are on the show. I'm not sure who's on this morning. Let me just check the Topstep TV schedule. Let me see here. Who's on Topstep TV today for Power Hour? I think it's Wednesday. So it's going to be Nick for a tick and Deanna, right? That's what I thought. Nick and D, right? So I think that if people are tuning in for Nick and D, I feel like Nick and D should be the ones holding the keys. That's it. I don't think that there should be anybody else coming in and controlling what the decision of the house account is. And then MP is up to executing it, or whoever has the keys, you execute it, right? You make it happen. Now, I think personally that Nick and Deanna are two very talented trading people. They're just insane, right? In my opinion. Nick for a tick has been on the leaderboard. How many months has it been, right? Insane. So if they're on the show and they're sitting there, they're giving up their time. They're being gracious guests on this show. They're giving up their time. And by the way, there's no split between the guests and this house account, right? The house account makes $100,000 in a day. That Nick and D are not going to take any of that, right? Who's the third check mark then? I don't think there should be the third check mark. I think it should just be the only two people who should be controlling the decision are the two guests on the show. Now, I'm not saying this because I care about if we're going to take my trade ideas or not. I couldn't care less. If I go on with Dakota and the rule is that we only take Dakota's trade ideas, I am just as happy, right? I am just as happy. This is not about me. I don't care. I'm watching this and I'm sitting there and I'm seeing a lot of feedback, not only from the Topstep community in the chat. I'm seeing it on the Topstep Discord. I'm seeing it in DMs to myself. I'm seeing it in my own community here in Market Clubhouse. I'm seeing an oversized amount of frustration. And so that's the place that I'm coming from, because yesterday, I had some great trade ideas and every single one of them would have worked. And I think the house account could have ended profitably, but that's not, I don't really care, right? I don't make money either way. I just want people to have a good viewing experience so they continue to tune in and they say, I'm finding value in this show. And even if it isn't that you're agreeing with the trade ideas, I think more so than not, people would want to see the house account winning. And how do you get there? Fewer cooks in the kitchen, quicker decision-making, and limiting it to the guests who are on the show. So that's what I think, right? Because yesterday there was a lot of confusion where, there was some executions that came on and I was kind of dumbfounded. I said, well, that wasn't really the trade idea. And you folks who tune in often, you folks who've been with me riding from the beginning, I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. But the folks that have been here for a while, you see the style that I trade. It's momentum. We don't have time to wait. And that's not only my style, but that's a lot to be said about the NASDAQ. You can see the NASDAQ whip up and down 30, 50 points in a matter of seconds. We're talking in less than a minute. We can see 50, maybe even 100 handles in less than a minute. I'm sure it's happened in the past 2-3 months, right? So my suggestion, and I hope that in the meeting that I have with Topstep today, I hope that they'll consider it, but I think that it would give a much better viewing experience to the community at large to see the house account only relegated to the guests who are on the show. And if you want to be direct in the house account, well, then come on Topstep TV and dedicate your time, be one of the guests on the show. There's plenty of spots that are there on Topstep TV. And if you're a talented trader, hey, you ought to be on Topstep TV. I think that should be the way that we can do this. That's, I think, would be the best bet. So we'll see what happens when I get on with Topstep TV today. I have a meeting with them, rather. We're going to get on a conference call. So we'll see. And you know what? If the guests end up taking some trades that don't make a profit, I think that's still just as good because it's a learning experience. Because why? Think about it. Okay, so let's look at the current format, right? Current format is this. Like yesterday, Dakota has an idea. I either concur with it or not. And I was somewhat reluctant at times to agree with the idea, knowing that my idea was going to be swept to the back and we're going to have to wait for this person to chime in and etc. Okay, so let's say that we all agree on a trade idea loosely, right? Because that many people agreeing on something is going to be very loose, in my opinion, and the market's going to be moving so fast. So let's say that happens. And the trade's a winning trade. Now what? Are we going to go around the horn and survey 8 people as to why they wanted to take that trade? That to me doesn't add all that much value. And if there is a consensus among 8 people, I think that's going to be a rarity. that they're all going to have the same trade idea. Now, the other thing is that if you're polling that many people, the amount of time that takes, the trade ideas are usually invalidated by the time you get around the horn and you get everybody, saying their piece. What I propose is, when we have the 2 or 3 people that are on as guests who are choosing these trades, what's the end result? Even if it's a losing trade, you now have access to the people who are commanding that trade idea. And they'll be able to tell you concisely, clearly, why did they take that trade? Why did they want to take that trade? And what were they looking for in that trade? And we have that person to tell us right out the gate versus, hey, John, can you ask this person on your team why do they want to take that trade? And sort of this telephone talk thing. Why not have the guests on, describe their trade idea? If it was a winning trade, great, talk through it. If it was a losing trade idea, that's great too. Let's all learn from it, learn from what they were seeing without this telephone talk idea of going around the horn. I think it's value much more so than what the current offering is. And I'm just saying from the viewer's standpoint, not from one of the people who's a guest on Topstep TV, but just from being a viewer. And, furthermore, it gets a little bit muddy in conversation when you have people talking over each other. And when you're trying to rush to get check marks, that's what it's going to be. It's going to be a mad dash to have a quick conversation. And it is what it is. So I'm just thinking of ways we can cut down on the noise. Is there anybody else out there that has any other suggestions? Because I think that, that's probably going to be the best suggestions that I can bring forward to Topstep today on my conference call with them. And maybe we'll see if we can get anywhere in the way of movement. So we'll try. We'll see what we can do there. Perhaps if you lose the beard, you would look like a young David Bowie. Oh, goodness. Number of guests equals number of check marks. I like that, Ashish. Very nice. It's all about improvement. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's okay. We have a system right now that the community, I think, at large believes is not really working. And so what do we do as a community? We all band together. We fix things. That's the mature thing to do here. We don't throw our arms up and say, this sucks, and we walk away. We just we work with it. We find ways to make it better. Trader Page says, sometimes I just click whatever button pops up when they poll the audience because I want the pop-up to go away. Well, that's not good. There's a problem there, right? Felt like a bunch of chickens with their heads cut off, all the back and forth for check marks yesterday. Yeah, and I think as a viewer, at least the DMs that I'm getting, people are extremely frustrated with that. And I think there's an easy way to fix that. And I think that the easy way to fix it is leaving that decision-making process up to the guests only. So there we go. All right, let's take a look here. Markets are still not moving all that much. We are 10 minutes from the bottom of the hour. We will get some news here coming out at 8:30. We do have the trade balance for July, and that's going to be alongside some Canadian data, the international merchandise trade for Canada. Does anybody understand out there what a big deal it is for Canada today and why? Without cheating, does anybody actually know? It's a big deal today in Canadian news. We do have quite the big event. Oh, it's nobody knows. This is great. Oh, there we go. Joe got it. K. George got it. Amateur genius. Very, very nice. It is the Bank of Canada rate decision here. Yep, that's going to be out at 9:45. So we're going to figure out, this is the BOC rate decision is the same as the FOMC here in the U.S. And they do it right around the same time as we do it. It's usually before our rate decision. National Maple Syrup Day. Almost, very close. But we are going to have, I think it's Macklem, Governor Macklem. Isn't he still the acting? I'm pretty sure he's still up in there. But so we're going to see that. He's going to have a press conference at 10:30. And we'll have to see, They did cut rates last time. We'll see if they continue along that path. A pause, I think, would be an outlier. A rate hike would be outrageous. I think I'd be probably transported to a different planet if they actually raised rates. So, Midland Trader says, just joined. Where's the headset ribs? Can't get used to the new look. Everybody thinks I got a haircut. I'm just wearing in-ear monitors today. Maybe I'll go back to headphones. You never know. People get so used to a certain thing, What about the trade balance? That's going to be a big one. That's going to be at 8:30. So trade balance at 8:30. And then the biggin today, is at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Central. That is the JOLTS job openings. That's going to be the big U.S. news release of the day. We also do have the Treasury's buyback announcement, followed by the actual buyback today. Get the release of the beige book, but nobody really gives a flip about the beige book, right? So those are the news events of the day that are going to be moving the market around today. And it's already Wednesday, short week this week. Tomorrow we get the ISM, we get the PMI. And then on Friday, ooh, doggy, it's the NFP, baby. It is the NFP on Friday. So super excited about the remainder of this week. Obviously, a little bit of a slow start yesterday, but yesterday gave us a great move. Yesterday gave us an amazing move. I'm curious how many people actually caught it. I was short from the opening, closed it for a very small win, and I ended up. Yesterday I made $10,600, and I think that if I would have kept my trade on, I probably could have made about 60 to 80 grand. But it's always, in hindsight, it always looks easier. Did anybody catch? I'm curious. Anybody, honestly, just be honest in chat. Did anybody catch like the majority of the move? And I don't care if it's even on 1 micro. Did anybody catch the majority of the move? Did anybody catch any of that? Because came out of nowhere. I mean, these big dropping days usually surprise a lot of people here. Held for 1,100 ticks. Nice, Savage. There you go. Just pieces. Yeah, I don't even know what my total number of points was, but it wasn't anything special. But, I traded where it mattered. Dropping days always get killed. Barely a piece, but a little bit. Was short, got wicked out on a bounce. Yep. Scalping with high lots. Yeah, there you go. Did a call credit spread. Nice. There you go. One lot on for 175 points. Can anybody beat 100? Well, I think Savage beat it with 1,000 ticks, so that's 400 points. Anybody beat 400 ticks? Or, 1,000 ticks? 2002 combines yesterday. Nice. What I did see yesterday was a lot of people in MC passing combines, which is great. I love seeing that. You know what was crazy? My trading buddy, Dakota, he made tons of money yesterday, but he made it on all longs, which is crazy, right? It's so nuts. I still can't get used to the big drop days. Kept trying to go long. It happens, but the thing is like, look at what Dakota did. He actually made money on each pop back up, which is, not easy to do. What are we in the 3-minute chart here? Yeah. I mean, this was such an extraordinary. I think I was short from 480 or something like that. I feel like I was short on this break. And I mean, all I had to do was just hold. It's always funny to look back after a huge day like this and look back and see, what could have been, how you could have made a bunch of money on that. And, it's one of the things that you should be doing is journaling. When you're journaling, go back and look at the charts and see, be realistic with yourself. What makes it so difficult is that when your trailing stops is like this area in the market right here. That makes it very difficult because as you're trailing your stop, you have these big pops back up right here. Big pops back up, and then, you trail your stop like here, you're getting popped out. You don't get to hold it all the way to the close. So, it becomes extremely difficult. Does anybody know why the market, one of the reasons why the market had so much pressure on it yesterday, does anybody know what the catalyst was outside of just the fact that we have been running super duper hot there? Anybody know what the general consensus was of why we went down? That's right, Nvidia. There you go. Yep, the antitrust subpoena. Yeah, that was breaking news yesterday that kind of brought the market to its knees. And that just goes to show, I mean, in my opinion, when you have something like that happen, obviously we had Microsoft that sold off a lot as well, Meta, Apple, Google, a lot of these names selling off because there's contagion from Nvidia, right? There's contagion. It's not only a big player in the tech sector, but the most massive player in the AI space, in my opinion. And their chips are being used by a multitude of different companies. And having that antitrust headline come out and the DOJ issuing a subpoena, it's bad news for the market. Now, it does beg the question about whether or not there is too much weight right now on a stock like Nvidia. If a rebalance would fix something like that, I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure that a rebalance would really change all that much in the market. I still think that if we had that type of news coming out, it kind of puts a lot of these companies in crosshairs for them being at risk from any kind of litigation whatsoever. Because, the antitrust thing, I don't know if that's going to get very far. I think, what was it for? C3 AI? Not for C3. What were the companies here? It's like some Israeli company. Let me see if I can find the headline here. It was for Run AI. That's right. Run AI. That's crazy. Some Israeli AI company there. Their Blackwell chip will be booming once it comes out. Not too worried about. Yeah, I'm not worried about it either. I think that Blackwell chip is absolutely insane, and I think a lot of companies are going to be utilizing it. It's going to be a lot of B2B, and their consumer arm is still very, very strong, especially when we have the 5090 coming out in 2025. So I think 2025 is going to be a big year for Nvidia, and people want to say, it's up so much. But yeah, I mean, when you're the only one selling crack in the ghetto, everybody wants a taste of that stuff. So it's like there's no other Ricky Rosses in the building. There's got to feed the fiends. So it's just the way that it goes. So at the end of the day, people could say it's overvalued, but I haven't seen another company stepping in and making anything close to Blackwell. And that's the thing too, is like, nobody's really coming along and challenging Microsoft to make a new operating system. Windows is here to stay. It's going to be around for a very long time. Obviously, there's Apple, there's Mac OS and iOS and all those other OSs, of course, right? But nobody's coming along and saying, "Hey, we're gonna blow out Windows. Windows is it for PCs." I mean, obviously, I know there's Linux and all that. Of course, I get it. But I'm just saying, when you have a majority like that, it's pretty hard to break into that competition. And Nvidia really, in my opinion, has quite the stranglehold right now, not only on the consumer arm of electronics chips, and mining has kind of gone to the wayside, but we're talking about gaming chips for various consoles as well as home PCs. But we're talking about B2B now. So Blackwell chips being able to handle a multitude of operations for these large businesses and their AI needs. That's not going anywhere. I think a competitor in the space might be Amazon eventually, but right now, here and now, this is the story that's being written. And I just don't think that this antitrust thing is going to be that big of a deal. I think that you have a lot of people who are interested in buying Nvidia under $100. And the longer that it stays down there, I think the larger of a feeding frenzy there will be. Yeah, I understand AMD and Intel are obviously going to be working on things. I think if anything, IBM might have a play here with quantum computing, but that's a whole different conversation. But yeah, I understand AMD and Intel are working. Intel is also picking up the pieces from their latest fire with, what was it, the Gen 14 or Gen 15 chips? I think it's Gen 14 chips. So, I mean, everybody's got issues. Everybody's got problems. 13 and 14. There you go. Thank you. Everybody's got issues right now. So it's like you got to put out your own fires before you start jumping in a whole nother ring of fire there, I guess you could say. So kind of like Google for search engines, Microsoft for OS Office is probably going to stay this way for a long time. I think so too. That's my take on it, at least. And I like having these open discussions with everybody in here, because I like to hear what everybody's thoughts are, read through the chat and see what's going on. Intel needs to fire the CEO, yeah. Intel is rumored to be delisted from the Dow Jones. I haven't heard that. Wow, that's crazy. What was your Replicanto link? I'll have... did we get the news there? Nobody really cared. It is trade balance, negative 78.8 million. The estimate was negative 79 million. Okay, so a small little reaction on that there. Do you think quantum computing is possible? It's an amazing thing. I think maybe eventually, I don't know. They're still searching for stability in that. So, hi Rips, how does your day-to-day diet look like? Much love, man. Why was that? Why'd you time out that person, Ripsmod? That person was just asking a normal question. Ripsmod, explain yourself. I have a chef that cooks my meals right now, and it's I don't know if they're asking that question a whole bunch, but high protein, low carb. And, that's it. All natural stuff. All these companies are laying off thousands and thousands. I think it's going to get a little bit more spicy too. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. Who's going to be president in the U.S. next? It's going to be interesting to see how fast policies are enacted. I think that we'd have a slower shift in policies if Kamala was president, and I think that we would have a rapid shift in policies if Trump were president. So I think that as a trader, not trying to get political at all, but as a trader, I think that we would have a much more rapid response in the markets under a Trump presidency versus a Kamala presidency. So Harris presidency. So I think that we would have a lot more of a tradable market under Donald Trump. Personally, and not to get political, not picking any sides here. I'm just saying under one person, I think the markets will be much more volatile and move versus the other. I think it'll be a little bit more stagnant. I think we might see more slower movement in the market. So what's up, Coach Jay? How you doing there, buddy? Good to see you there. If you folks didn't know, Coach Jay hosts a show on Topstep TV called At the Buzzer. At the Buzzer is on, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 nights this week, four days this week, I should say. Every single day for the remainder of this week, including today at 3:15 Central, 4:15 Eastern Time. Make sure you're tuning in for Coach Jay's show. It's called At the Buzzer. He kind of wraps up the market, talks about the trades that he took, wraps up what happened in the day. So if you're one of those folks who doesn't have time to watch Topstep TV during the day, make sure that you check this out at the end of your trading day or when you get off work or whatever the case. Tune in to Topstep TV. It's a great program that is hosted by Coach Jay. It's called At the Buzzer. It's very, very cool. Shtick says, "Hi, I'm here for the first time because I saw the mini feud with so-and-so on Twitter. Happy to be a part here." Hey, thanks for being here, Finga. Stinkfinger. Love the name, by the way. Dig up Charlie Munger. Oh, goodness. Uh-oh. I opened the Pandora's box here. All right, we are kind of shuffling. I'm still looking for a trade, believe it or not. I have my charts up here on my screen. I'm still kind of looking for a trade. We are kind of rejecting off of that trade balance news. I did take a payout yesterday. Let me see if it's hit Topstep's chat here. Not yet. So I'll wait for that to hit Topstep's payout channel in Discord, and then I'll keep you folks posted on that there. No giveaways today? Well, I think we ought to do a giveaway now that you asked. So go ahead and hit that lucky like button. Here's the deal. Today, we're going to make it easy. Very, very easy. It's like our own personal fire drill in here. Okay, we get to 500 likes. We run a poll on whether the market's going to be up or down. Wow, this is coming down here. If we get this break, I'm looking here. If we get this breakdown, this is such low liquidity. If we get this breakdown, I could be interested in trying to short this on a bounce. But if we get to 500 likes, we will do a poll in here. And if we get to 1,000 likes, we're going to be giving away either a free Topstep Combine or a free month of Clubhouse. It's going to be dealer's choice. So if you win, it's going to be up to you. You can pick and choose either between a free month of Clubhouse or a free Topstep Combine. So that's what we'll do today. What's your bias today? It's difficult. We could have a tremendous bounce day if there's any kind of positive news that hits the wire. We could have a continuation to the downside here. We have broken a lot of key levels of support. Let's go ahead and go to I want to try to, let's hide that there and let's do 1 hour. So we have broken a couple key levels of support here, namely right here. So right around this 19,000 level, I guess you could say. But we have hungry liquidity down here, right? Very hungry liquidity down here at 17,000 and change, 17,000 and a half, basically. So if we do continue to break down, I would think that the market would stop somewhere in this area, but that doesn't mean that we don't have more downside today. Because right now we're trading 18,800, and I'm talking about something 1,000 points away or more, maybe even 1,300 points away. There's a chance that we can continue this trajectory to the downside. And also, if you're looking at this from a broader perspective, just pattern based here, we had this huge bounce, right, that caught most people off guard because when the market was cratering, everybody was talking about how the market's dead, the bull market's over, and then this came right back up. But what have we done here, right? I'm going to turn back on the drawing, so prepare your eyeballs here. Well, it's going to be difficult here. Let me do this. Let me go ahead and make a new one here. Create a copy. I'll make this number 8 blank. All right. And then we can remove all of the drawings, or at least try to. How do I select those? Dang it. Usually there's an easier way to do all this, but I think I go to maybe drawings. Yeah. And there. Hold on. I have to really do it like this. Okay. Let me get rid of all these. Give me a second here. All right, sweet. All of our drawings gone. Got the blank one there. Cool. All right, so if we're looking at this back on the 1 hour here, right click, remove drawing. See, I did it the stupid way. All right, so if we're looking at this here, we had, big top here, big bottom here, right? And everybody thought when this thing was coming down that the markets were dead. We're going to continue to roll over. It's going to be crazy. You remember that? And then August came around, and August was like, hold my motherfucking beer. And then we started rallying, right? Point of control, if we're looking at the visible range volume profile, was put in way up here, which is interesting because that is exactly where we started this fade, right? We had this used to be somewhat of kind of a support level, but then it became this resistance. This was the prior resistance. This is why levels have been so goated lately. This is why lines have been so good to be using. So if lines have been so good and it's been kind of dictating where the market can go, the lines that I'm looking for now are going to go back here, right? And this is kind of where we're dropping to right now. You can see when we came into this area of liquidity back in July, the end of July, we had a massive bounce, just a little bit of a relief bounce there, but it's still a massive, massive bounce. We traded from 18.8 all the way to 19.8, almost 1,000-point bounce there. And then we skittered onto the downside. So when you ask me what's my bias for the day, I'm looking for a sharp reaction of either negating on this line and coming back up, and this is a multi-day kind of thing, or we're going to continue to the downside and end up somewhere in here, right? Now, what have we put in here after this huge relief bounce in August? What have we put in? Well, we put in a lower high, right? Here's your high. Here's your high. That was your high. I mean, technically, we put in a little bit of a higher high, but if we're looking back from here, we're still in this downtrend, right? So if we come back up, I think there's a couple good trades to look at here. If we come back up and we interact with this sort of trend line that's going down here, there's a good chance that we could hit that and then start to roll back down there. So that would be a good trade to wait for. And this goes back to if you have a live account, you don't have to trade it every single day. If you have a Topstep XFA account, again, you don't have to trade it every day. You have to flip a contract once every 30 days. If you're mapping out a banger trade, right? You can be very, very patient and just wait for the day when all of these things sort of line up. Let me see if I can actually draw a trend here from there. Oh, that's not what I'm looking for. Where's the thing that I'm looking for? Maybe it's this one. There we go. Yeah, so you could be looking for something along those lines, right? So if the price action does fail down here and then we start to catch a bid, let's say it comes up and you start to see weakness and a lot of offers coming in, and this could be multi-day type of thing. It could be something like this where we have multiple flat tops here. Then you could be looking for that banger trade where, you're risking a little bit and trying to get that. Maybe you do that in a personal account where you can have a multi-day swing or whatever the case. But if you're very patient and you're waiting for a pattern set up like that, hey, maybe there's something there. Same thing goes that if we do break that trend line, let's just say, I want to look at all kind of angles here. If we break this and then we start to meander up towards this level, this is another area where we're looking for a potential reject to the downside, or we break above, retest, and then we blow and go. And that's another pattern that you're looking for there. So a lot of opportunities setting up in this market right now. I think that there's always going to be a lot of opportunities. You just have to be patient. Keyword is patience. I'm waiting for those good opportunities. There's always going to be a lot of noise, right? Right now, as we're talking here, this is the noise that just happened right here. It doesn't look like much on the 1 hour, but if we go into the 30-second chart here, look at this. Go into the 30-second chart, look at how much noise that actually was. I mean, this is insane right here. This is some big movements. This is from 882 all the way down to 54 and then back up again. This is some big movement. And if you're, layering in a heavy amount of contracts, that can be a lot of money. So you need to look at it in your perspective. If you're having a lot of trouble being that type of scalper, if you're having a lot of trouble, you're getting your face ripped off and your stops are getting popped, look at the bigger long view picture and try to take your trades off of a higher time frame and just be patient, because right now we're just kind of diddling in the middle here and nothing really is happening. And so if you're a scalper and you're finding success by doing these diddles in the middle and you're shorting from here and you're covering down here, and fantastic trade, hey, keep doing that. But if you're having a lot of trouble and you're saying, well, my stops are always getting popped, I'm always getting taken out of the market, well, pump the brakes, slow down, look left, go back, look left, take a 3 hour, 4 hour chart, take a 1 hour chart, 30-minute, 15-minute, take a higher time frame and look left and see what's happening in the market and look at where most of that volume and liquidity was being transacted, because that's where you're going to find clues in the markets. That's the information that we have to go off of, right? Anybody have any trades on right here and now? Let's see how many likes we're up to here on the poll. We have 439 likes. We get to 61 more. We will do a poll. See what you folks think. Long from 55.20. Yes, nice. Good luck. Paul is long as well. What's up, Holy Grail? How are you doing? Short crude? I haven't looked at crude this morning. I'm going to go back to the 3-minute chart. Let's go ahead and look at crude this morning. Yeah, crude is coming down. We had this big old burst. I'm not sure what caused that. Maybe there was some crude. There's no crude inventory today, right? Oh, there is. It's the API. It's Wednesday. I keep thinking it's Tuesday. It's Wednesday. Of course there's crude. Yeah. API crude inventories. So, yeah, going to be interesting there. Boom. Thanks, buyers. Nice, Richard. What's up, Himes? How you doing there? Got the CL drop. What's going on with gold lately, too? I'm going to check that out. Gold, hefty bounce there. Anybody catch that bounce on gold? I wonder if I missed slow markets yesterday. I was at the Win playing some poker. OPEC Plus deciding to delay output increase. Thank you for that, James. Thank you for keeping me in the pocket of news there. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. Let's see here, back on the NQ, see if there's any opportunities. Like I said, I was looking for a potential short if we did break down here. So you could see this is the line that we drew when we're looking at going back to like the 4-hour chart here. This is the line that we actually drew from back here. And you could draw a couple different lines. You could draw a point here and a point here. In fact, I want to actually get one down here at these lows, get my magnet turned on, get this bad dog right there. Cool. So there we go. I think we have, and I guess we could probably snap this one up right there. So cool. Now if we go back down to like a 15-minute chart here, we can see these are going to be the two lines for me, at least today, that are going to be guiding my trade. Because if we break this level, we're going to be looking for this to be hammered. And if that is breaking down, and especially if it's broken down retest, that to me looks like good areas to short the market there. And just because we had a tremendous down day yesterday doesn't mean that we're in for a relief bounce today. It can go either way. So yeah, there's my rambling to answer that question that was probably 20 minutes ago about what do I think the market's going to do today. This is usually how I'm looking at the market after a big tremendous down day like that. Let's look for where we're going to have overhead resistance. Let's go ahead and go back to the 4-hour chart. Where would we find overhead resistance today? So we have this area right here that was trafficked. I think that's a good one to use. And look at that. We have multiple touches. So we have touches here and touches here. So if we did come back up, I'm going to make this a green line here. Everybody always asks, so how do you get these lines on your chart? Well, you just draw them yourself. That's all you need to do. Just draw them yourself. So yeah, we do have a lot of room back up, but we are kind of in no man's land here. And then if we want to draw even tighter bands here, we could do this one, and then we could do this one. And I'm going to make these yeller. Make these dotted and yellow. There we go. So there we go. Now our charts are all set up for the day. That's what I'm looking for on the NQ here. So break above would be probably back up to that level. That would be a very nice short. If we came back up to this level here, 144, we started to reject, come back down. Now, here's the thing though. The whole day could just be a move up towards that level. If only to come Thursday, we have a bad jobs report and then we go right back down, right? Anything can happen. Just want to pace yourself. Look at the weekly chart. It's double top on the ES. Let's go ahead and bring that up. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. Weekly. We got to turn off our drawings here. I don't remember drawing this, but that's hilarious. This ish is hot. Oh, I love it. Yeah. So there you go. There's your double top at 56.61. Is that, who was that? Shogun? Is that accurate? 56.61 around that area? Is that the one you're looking at there? That seems like a nice weekly double top there. Bing, bing. 56.61. Hey, there we go. Okay, if I get 55.28, I'm going to cover. Oh, good luck to you. Yeah, we are kind of, shooting up hot here. Let's go back to the NQ. 3 minute. Extend this out. Yeah, we are shooting up quite strong here, breaking through the VWAP. Looking over at the S&P. Yeah, we are kind of still in this valley of despair. Congratulations to anybody who caught that long. Looks like you're going to get that 55.28, Richard. If you didn't already, you're 2 handles on, or 2 ticks away. Yeah, you're going to get it right there. Congrats to anybody who caught that long there. I certainly did not. Let's see what happens on a pullback, because that looks kind of blow off toppy to me. Maybe we can get that that move all the way up to 28 and then kind of judge our trade from there. Just take it patient. I definitely missed that that move to the top side there. But you do this long enough, you don't really get FOMO. Doesn't really matter. Just another trade. I keep looking at my my Express funded account balance. And I'm like, wait, why is it less than yesterday? They already took the money out from my withdrawal, so just still waiting for that to hit the Topstep Discord. Ribs, this looks like this looks algo like check the 1 minute. Let's see. I mean, it's going to be a lot of algorithms that are trading this. We have a lot of volume coming through. Stops are getting popped. Somebody's trying to get into this. It could be a TWAP algorithm. It could be, you know, a multitude of things. But your level match with the anchor VWAP from yesterday's New York dump. There we go. I'm sickened I got out of my long on ES before the news and didn't get back in. I'm sorry to hear that. I mean, we do have a lot of stops that are getting popped. I just don't know if we're going to have a reversal anytime. Maybe we get all the way back up to 928 here. Nice work there, Richard. Did you end up covering there? Move your stop, maybe? Just a new XFA on Ninja. I want to start with 5 MNQ. Is rejecting. Yeah, sorry. The MNQ, the micro to mini conversion is only available and will only be available on Topstep X. It's not available on NinjaTrader or any of the other platforms like Quant Tower, or if you're trading on Bookmap, you're trading on Tradeovate. Unfortunately, it's one of the things that if you want to have the micro to mini conversion, you must be trading on Topstep X. Playa, do you trade Express accounts separately? Are you focused on building the accounts or simply getting payouts? I trade my Express funded accounts separately from my combines. I can't trade them simultaneously against my live account because it's 2 separate logins. I do copy 5 XFA accounts almost always, 99.9% of the time. I can't imagine there's a time when I'm not copy trading. I mean, maybe there's been a couple times, but it's not something I make a habit of doing. So haircut, look, it's just the lack of headphones. It's just, yeah, look at this. Haircut's over. Ready? Hey, no more haircut. How about that? How do you recognize the difference between a blow off top and a stop loss hits versus high buy pressure? It's the way that the liquidity is being taken in the market. Stops being popped are just pop, 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 pop. And it's like, you can see that versus buying aggression, which, I mean, you just have to spend time watching it. And I used to use the time and sales and depth of market only, right? Just time and sales DOM, footprint as well, but focusing on the time and sales and DOM. You learn to read the heartbeat of the market by watching the time and sales. There's something to be said about that. And I'm rhythmically inclined because I'm a drummer at my core. And, you know, out of all the musical instruments I play a bunch of different musical instruments, but I'm a drummer first, more than anything. And I think that actually benefits me because I can really interpret the rhythm of things pretty well. At least I think so. I mean, this is my own opinion of things, but when I'm watching the time and sales, to me, that's a rhythmic dance and the heartbeat of the market. And I can follow that really, really well, to where it's like you can kind of capture these nuanced feels of when you're watching the time and sales, like it's just, you know, it's really, really interesting. So for me personally, that's how I can read certain patterns of price action. And, you know, it's not like, you know, it's kind of like it's an intuitive thing, right? You see enough patterns, your mind kind of commits these patterns, and subconsciously you're recognizing things, but maybe you don't recognize why you know these things. And subconsciously, that's one of the things that I've always noticed, is that I'm watching for this certain heartbeat of the market, and the difference between a blow off top and the way that a market's being hammered with a lot of buyers. Or, you know, if you trade a bunch of small caps, you could see it clearly in there. It's harder to find in large cap stocks, but you trade small cap stocks, you can see usually individual players that are hammering the stocks, depending on how much volume there is. And I traded small caps for a long time, especially during COVID. I traded a lot of small cap stocks. And there's a lot to learn from all these different asset classes, right? Small caps are way different than futures, are way different than options, are way different than zero DTs, are way different than all these other different things, right? And so when you're watching these things, you start to glean a lot of information about, what am I seeing here? Why is this happening? Was there a press release? What does that look like when a bunch of people are looking for the exit door? What does it look like when a bunch of people are trying to buy? What does it look like when a lot of people are stuck offsides in shorts? You start to learn these things, and it's helpful to interpreting other markets, in this case, futures. I got a lot of information that I used from trading other asset classes or other instruments, and it helped me trading in futures. And so it's a mixed bag. It comes from pattern recognition, time in the market. Is there something that where it's like you can read a book and all of a sudden you're going to understand this stuff? Probably not. Are you going to be able to watch enough streams? You're going to understand this stuff? Probably not. It's really just spending a lot of time in the market and seeing these things happen over and over and over, right? Humans are wired to look for patterns. Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, I mean, this is why we see faces and things. I forget what that's called. There's a psychological term for it, but there's a reason why humans always see faces in things. You remember, like, there was the grilled cheese sandwich with the face of Jesus on it. Humans are wired to look for. Thank you. What is it? Pareidolia? Pareidolia? Let me find out what the actual pronunciation is here, so I don't sound like an idiot. Well, I do, no matter what, I'm going to sound like an idiot. But grilled cheese face syndrome. I don't know how to pronounce this word. Pareidolia? Pareidolia? Pareidolia. Okay. Pareidolia. Pareidoles. Pareidolia. There we go. What is the minimum order setup in your time and sales? I use one, but that drives some people crazy. Some people, it's, if you're using the time and sales, you filter out the ones. I think you're missing out a lot of information. A lot of people will filter out the ones and keep it 2 and up. Some people will filter out anything other than 10s. I keep it raw. I go in there raw dog, and I just, I go for the whole load when I'm in there raw dog. So I like the ones, Do you like country music? I love country music, I absolutely do. It's a great genre of music. Wish I had spent the past year studying price reaction to 200 EMA. Yeah, there you go. Just applied for an economist vacancy at the Fed. Wow. Can you feed us information when you do get that position? That'd be awesome. We got 500 likes. All right, let's go ahead and do a poll here. Let's go ahead. I don't even know why I'm laughing. What's so funny? All right, go ahead and do a poll here. Will the NQ end the day above? Oh my gosh, I'm going to say 19,500. Yeah, good one. Let's do 18,925. Above, below. Okay, there we go. Shady. Redbook retail sales are coming out here. 6.3% year over year. What was the prior read? Waiting for that there. After passing Combine, how soon do you need to activate an XFA? If you have no active XFAs, you have to activate within 30 days. 30 days, 30. If you have 5 active XFAs, you must have 5. You have an unlimited amount of time to activate those because you can only have 5 active XFAs. So it puts all of the combines that you've passed on ice. And then that means that you can come back later and activate them at any time you want. You lose one XFA, you bring on another one. If you're without 5 XFAs, well, then you get 30 days. 30 days. It's 30 days unless you have 5 active XFAs, then it's unlimited amount of time. And that's what I do. I have a bunch of past combines waiting in the wings. So if I ever lose an XFA, in my case, I'd probably lose all 5 if I lost them. I activate 5 of my combines and then they stay on ice. That's how it works. What are the stats with the poll? Are they usually right? I think we're about a 75, 80% of being right. Folks are some talented traders in here. That's why we hang out every day. Paradiddle, yeah. Paradiddles are fun. You know who's a really great drummer? Travis Barker. He is so dedicated to his craft. He's a very talented drummer. How was your trading day yesterday? 50K profit, 10,600. Not 50K, shy of 50K. Could have been a lot more, but yeah, the producer on Topstep still can't figure out a way to write my profit properly, so it confuses a lot of people. Like he had $11,000 up as my XFA profit. It wasn't. It was, I think it was $6,200, and my XFAs copied across 5 XFAs. So whatever that was, $1,200 in each one, just over $1,200. And then in my live account, I made $4,500. I posted it on my Twitter. By the way, I post pretty much every single day. I post my results on Twitter. If you're not following me on Twitter, here's the link right here. There it is. That's the link on Twitter. And by the way, if you want to win the giveaway today, you do have to follow me on Twitter. So that's how you do it. You just go there and you follow me on Twitter. So yeah, I posted the results with the screenshot of what I did in my Express. It looks like about $1,200 in my Express fund and 4.5K in my live account. So a total profit of $10,600. And I did take a withdraw yesterday, and I'm waiting for that to hit the Topstep Discord so I can post that here. He's a cool dude. Travis drives a big black truck and pulled over and talked to me when I was on my electric razor. That's cool. That's awesome. Did MP take a jab at you yesterday? Sounded like it. I missed that. When did he take a jab at me? What did he say? I missed that completely. I love MP. We're very, we talk all the time. How was that poker session? We had a nice 125K sitting in front of you. Hopefully that was more than you buy. Yes, it was more than buying. It was a great poker session yesterday. I had a very, very fun poker session yesterday. A lot of fun. And we're going to be back playing again today. We had a lot of, it was pretty crazy. There's a lot of drunk folks. I mean, drunk at like 2:00 in the afternoon. That's my favorite type of player to come play in my poker game. To wait and say you're placing the trade. What do you mean? I don't think there was any kind of tiff between MP and I. When everyone was long buys, oh yeah, kind of, yeah. So when I was taking it short, he's like, oh yeah, make sure you say the trade. The problem is that okay. Let me just be very clear on this. I was a guest. I've been a guest on Topstep TV for about a year now. It will be my 1 year anniversary coming in soon. And I think Topstep TV is going to be celebrating its 1 year anniversary as well soon. But here's the problem, right? I came on to Topstep TV early on, and I had the same format that I've had with my show, which is like, I'm talking through the open and I'm like steamrolling through the open, right? I'm saying like, I'm looking for this. This is what the price action is doing, da-da-da-da-da. And I'm motor mouthing, steamrolling, blasting through the gates, right? That is not conducive with being a good, gracious guest on a show where you have 4 talking heads. And there's also more talking heads in the background, right? So I tried that format, and out of the gates, everybody was complaining about it. Not on the Topstep TV side in the background, but from the audience. People are like, will this guy shut up? Is this guy like out of his mind? Like, this is annoying. Can this guy stop talking? And so, I read the room and I said, hey, let's reel it back a little bit. And that's what I did. And so the problem is that when I'm in a short yesterday and I'm off the open, Andre's talking to Hogue. He's interviewing Dakota. MP is talking back to John, asking him about his levels. So the only thing I could do in that situation would be like, oh, right? And then that's annoying for everybody. And nobody cares, right? At the end of the day, it's my trade. It's my cash. Who cares, right? Nobody gives a flip. Like, how annoying is that? Like, some guy's like, oh, I'm just going to railroad everybody. Oh, I'm in a trade. And then imagine like it's a losing trade. That's even worse. So I'm not going to railroad everybody. And that's the thing is like, MP's like, well, why didn't you tell us about the trade that you took? It's like, well, I'm just trying to be a good guest. I'm trying to provide value to everybody who's watching, right? And I'm not going to like jump over somebody when they're mid-sentence when John is like, well, here's the top of the volume profile. And this is what we're looking for. I'm not going to get in the way of that and be like, I'm short. That's not being a good guest. So I quietly took my trade. And that was it. And so, yeah, I do understand that it's a little bit upsetting because it's a winning trade. And he's like, dang it, we could have got that on the house account. But then as you saw the show progressed, I gave probably 5 other trade ideas, and every single one of them was like bang on to the tick. I said, hey, if we jump up here, we have a reject up at this level, we should probably short it. Okay, we have 1 check mark from Rips here. All right, Dakota. Dakota's like, yeah, I agree. All right, we got 2 check marks here. Hey, John, what does Captain Obvious think over there? Oh, hold on, I got to talk to Captain Obvious. Well, here's what the Captain thinks. And, over here we got Music Man playing his guitar, doing an A chord. Hold on, what does an A chord mean? We got to translate this from music to trading. I think the A chord means that we are also going to be taking a long here. So it's like, dude, the trade's gone. It's gone. It's left the building, my friend. So yeah, that's that was the trade ideas yesterday. So didn't really play out. But like I said at the top of the call, we're gonna be trying to see if we can find a middle ground that works there. Hey, Revs, when you moved to live funded account from XFAs, did the daily loss limit from Topstep remain fixed, or was it increased, removed, depending on the funds in your account, enabling you to scale? They asked me. It's a very interactive process. You get called up to live. You're part of the firm now, right? You are part of the firm. You're trading on a real live account. So they want you to, believe it or not, they want to see you making as much money as possible. So they're looking through your trade reports, obviously, to bring you into live, right? Everybody's like, how much money do you need to make your XFA to be brought to live? Well, you folks know that there's other traders out there who got $200,000, $100,000 in their XFAs and they never got called up to live and they blew that money. Now imagine if they got called up to live, that money goes into a live account and they blow that there. That's not a fun experience. So they are actively looking through your trade reports and everything and seeing how many combines you've purchased, how many resets you do. Do you go on tilt? Are you taking good trades? And they're making a decision based on that. Whether or not they should call you up to live. Now, think about that. If they make the choice to call you up to live, they know exactly what type of trader you are because their risk management team has analyzed all of your trading. So for me, they knew what type of trader I was, and we had a big, healthy conversation. I got on the phone with Mick. He's asking me, what are my goals for the account? How much money am I looking to pull down per day? What am I looking for my monthly goals, et cetera? We had a really nice discussion because, again, they want to see you be successful in these accounts. They're not trying to see you just go and blow this money to the wayside and then, whatever it is, right? So upon that conversation, I believe we started my account with, I think, a 10 contract limit and like a $2,000 daily loss limit. And I changed it around and it is where it is now. I think I have $3,000. Yeah, it's a $3,000 daily loss limit. And this is my choice, by the way. I have it set to that. And I think I have a maximum of like 8 contracts. And I can change it to whatever I want. If I call up anybody, it's either Brett or Mick, call them up today and say, hey, look, give me a $10,000 drawdown and give me 25 contract max. They would look at my account. They would analyze it. And they'd come back and they'd say, hey, we'll do that for you. It seems good. You're in the pocket. We love it. Let's do it. Or they'd say, hey, you know what? 25 seems like too much. Why don't we do 20 contracts instead? As you know, Dakota had, a limit of like 50 contracts or something like that when he had a $250,000 account. So it is what it is, right? It's all relative to the trader. And again, the risk management team, that's their job. They're looking out for you. They want to see the most success from you. So that is the number one benefit of having a live account. We get that question all the time in here and I get it in DMs, but what's the benefit of having a live account? Well, the benefit is that you have a risk management team who's actively watching how you trade and they want to see you succeed. And they're going to try to see that through the best they can. So, Rips, the traders need to be trading at top and bottom of hours instead of taking breaks. Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I think that's actually a fair point. And I think that's something that can be said about maybe the structure of fast markets. Maybe fast markets runs until, like noon 15 or something like that. But yeah. I think the live account would throw me off my game even more. Well, it's all the same. It's the same as trading on the XFA. You're not going to be trading enough size that you're going to be moving the market unless you get up to an account size like Dakota's. You could be trading 50 lots during Globex. Yeah, you're going to move the markets all a little bit, but it's not like algorithms are going to start to run for the hills and be scared of you for your 50 lot trade. They don't care. 50 lots is nothing. So yeah, if you ever get called up to live, you're going to be a trader who should be called up to live. I've only seen one single trader who got called up to live who shouldn't have been, in my opinion, and they called them up because it was just kind of like a mistake and they wanted to do something. But anyway, that's a whole nother thing. But Hey, Rips, I have a question about tax. I have a funded account and they're winning and losing. If I keep blowing the funded account and never request a payout, what should I do for the taxes? It's a loss. You write it off as a loss. If you're not taking any payouts, it's a loss. And people always ask too, if you're in your account and let's just say you're profitable on your account, but you don't take a payout, that's not real profit. There's nothing to draw against there, right? There's nothing to draw against. The payouts that you're getting are taxed in the U.S. as a 1099. I'm not a tax person. I'm not a CPA. So you should consult with a professional CPA about this stuff. But I'm not the person you want to ask for tax advice. I've always used CPAs in my life. But at the end of the day, if you're not taking payouts, there's no money that's being made. I don't care if your XFAs are $50,000 in the profit and you never take a payout and you blow them all. There's no $50,000 that you made. So don't worry about it. I'm a CPA. Truth, my recommendation is go ask a CPA. Exactly right. You couldn't be more true about that. And people have it twisted. I'm telling you, the money that you will save by using a CPA will never exceed the cost of that CPA. If you are flying without a CPA, I'm telling you, you're crazy. First of all, the tax codes are outrageous. Good luck ever interpreting those not being a CPA. But I'm telling you, you spend money on a CPA, you will save probably at least, is this accurate, Andrew Kim, to say 1.5x of what you're paying that CPA on average is what you're going to save minimum? That's what I would think. That's what I would possibly think. Ribs, I passed my first XFA. Hey, way to go, Clifford. In the building. Big fan of your red fur. My CPA set me up as a management C Corp and a partnership where I take mark to market. Yeah, mark to market is how I've done for years in my own personal equity brokerage accounts. So yeah, it's mark to market is goated. If you aren't doing mark to market and you are actually a trader that's making money from the market, run mark to market. It'll save you from trying to do a whole bunch of hullabaloo there. What happens if you had a mess ton of combines but made it to XFA and do well with trading? Will they pay out the XFA until they decide trading is good? Again, it's one of those things where if you are just trade your trades and I think that a ridiculous goal to have is to be called up to live. It's a silly goal to have. Obviously, you should be striving to be that type of trader, right? But at the end of the day, your goal should not be, I want to get into a live account. No, your goal should be, I want to get active payouts. I want to take a payout once every other week or once a month. I want to get payouts from this thing. That should be your goal. Your goal should not be, I want to prove to everybody that I'm in a live account. Like, imagine telling your wife, like, hey, honey, I'm in a live account. She's like, well, cool. How much money have you made? I haven't taken a withdrawal yet. I'm in my live account. Take money down. Make money. Don't worry about the live account so much. But yeah, to answer your question, if you've blown a bunch of combines, you've done a bunch of resets, every single day is a new day to reinvent yourself, right? They're going to be able to tell based on your consistency and your recent performance. Like, let's say that you are a complete degenerate for the first 9 months on Topstep. You are a reset fiend. You're going crazy. You're absolutely out of your mind, and you can't stop buying combines and resets because you have no self-control. Now, let's say after that 9-month period, you start to figure out trading a little bit more. You start to get it under wraps. You start taking some payouts from your XFA, and then you have a 3-month period where you're super solid. Well, I'll tell you what, Mick and Brett are going to look at those past 3 months trailing, and they're going to say, hey, looks like our boy or girl here learned how to trade. Let's call them up to live. That's something that could happen very easily, right? Very, very easily. Lucky Cat says, I have some advice. If you've never been funded, stop worrying about taxes. I agree with that 100%, but some people like to plan ahead, Some people like to plan early. Rips, do you Topstep guests have agreements with Topstep TV about when you can stream on your own channel? No, I can do whatever I want, Dinky. I'm allowed to do whatever I want. I have no agreement that says that I can't stream or trade or do whatever I want. I can do whatever I want as long as I show up for the times that I'm agreeing to be on Topstep TV. I can do whatever I want there. Hi, Rips. Do you know or can you suggest a book regarding self-control and discipline? Atomic Habits would probably be my top of mind suggestion for you, Jen. Can you hold trades overnight in a live account? Do you know what's funny, Carmen? That was literally my number one question in the very first email that I sent to the person who was setting up my live account. Very first question. So it's funny that you and I have we think alike here, Carmen, but my very first question was, can I hold a trade overnight? And I even added in that description, I said, if I meet the margin requirement for an overnight hold, which obviously I did because my account had enough money in it to hold the contract overnight. And they came back with the resounding answer of no. You can't. It's the same rules as on an XFA. I just think it would be too much of a headache to calculate the margin requirements and deal with all of that. So they just keep it simple. The same rules on the XFA. Hey, Rebs, when are you going to be on Dakota Slow Market? Hopefully soon. Waiting for the invite from my friend Dakota here. By the way, it looks like the market is fading down a little bit. We didn't get up to that 928 level, but we know what that means now, right? We made a lower high. So let's go ahead and draw a trend from here. And we could do it like the bulk of that weight. I don't know, like there. Yeah, that seems fair. So let's see. We are coming down a little bit here. Nice haircut. Thank you. Wait until I actually get a haircut on Friday. People are going to lose their minds. I'm never going to wear this headset ever again. Warrior Rips, please, which weakness did you see in the market that made you take the short rate after the open yesterday? Tremendous amount of sellers on the tape, no buyers. Every single pop-up was very weak, and they were tremendously stuffing it. It looked like Thanksgiving and turkey time because they were doing nothing but stuffing over there. Which is silly. If you put a stop loss on it, then what's the issue? Well, it's stops can look. Okay, let's say that here. You want to know the real problem? Let's just say that you have $20,000 in your live account and you have the maintenance margin. And let's say that this is where. Well, let me turn on the magnet. Here's where the market closes, and then you are long into the close. And then let's say there's some horrible news, and then this is where the market opens. Well, your account is blown and then some, and then Topstep has to chase you down for some capital, right? Not fun. So that's why they enact that rule there. It's just too much of a headache. They don't want to have a whole collections arm of Topstep. It's just a lot easier that way there. For good trading mindset and psychological content, I recommend Rand Howell. If you're looking for trading psychology, not so much as broad strokes of discipline, I would say that you want to look at Trading in the Zone and Best Loser Wins. There you go. When are you coming Topstep live now? I will be on Topstep TV next week. Yesterday was my only appearance this week, but I will be on next Tuesday, as I am every Tuesday. Rips, I heard you talk about your thoughts before you entered short yesterday. MP just did not hear it. Yeah, again, I tried to voice my opinion on that. Tips on how do you stay level-headed and humble with the amount of money you make. You have a lavish lifestyle, but such a genuine dude. I wasn't in the onset when I got my first I'd sold the company and I made a first big bout of money. I was a little jackhole, but that was a long time ago, and you live and you learn. You live and you learn. I used to be a much different personality. And, back when I was a knucklehead, I used to go out and party and drink a lot. I haven't drank in a very long time. And I don't miss that lifestyle, but I feel like everybody kind of has to live through that at some point. But yeah, I wasn't always this way. It was kind of a learn through discipline and going through the walk of life. And yeah, maybe a little bit floppy. I don't know if I could ever be that bad, but yeah. Was it hard to give up drinking? No, because it was a personal thing. I was the one making the decision for that. It wasn't like, oh man, I probably have a problem with this. It was like, it just got old for me and it wasn't fun anymore. I didn't enjoy it anymore. I didn't enjoy the conversations I'm having with people. I didn't enjoy the way that I was acting. I didn't enjoy what it did to my health. For me personally, it just lost all of its benefits. When I was younger, it was a lot of fun and I had a great time doing it, but it lost all of its luster to me. And I feel like I started reverse aging the moment that I stopped drinking. So you were plowing back then. Oh yeah, plowing like a wheat field in July. There you go. I'm tired of hearing about psychology. Traders don't work on their executions because they're all mental. I think it's a good, healthy mix of both. Psychology really does matter when you have on a winning trade, and it's hard to leave that trade working there. Giving up weed is harder than giving up liquor, in my opinion. Yeah, maybe. I think I'm from the camp that I think weed is insanely addicting. It's a very addictive substance, in my opinion. It's actually physically addictive. That when you try to give it up, it can be bad. By the way, okay, let's drop the benchmark. 850 likes, we'll do a giveaway because we are at 626. We got 15 minutes till the market opens. I would love to do a giveaway for you folks here. What I do before trading, building brands and selling those brands. 5 years, no drinking for me. Same reason for quitting over here. Easiest thing I ever quit. Yeah, there you go. Shrooms will fix your psychology. I don't disagree with you. I do not disagree with you. Got into an accident and just quit opiates. Very good. The healthcare system in the U.S. is loves to get you hooked on stuff. You hang with any celebrities? I mean, depends on what you would classify as a celebrity, right? I guess it's all in the eyes of the beholder. You can become addicted to almost anything. Willpower is the only thing that can keep you sober. Yeah, I agree. It's just like having the will to not want to do something anymore. For me, when I stopped drinking, it wasn't a challenge for me at all because I literally was the person who was like, I don't want to do this anymore. And then I stopped. It was I'm not going to lie. It was a little bit weird going to parties and being like, yeah, I'll have a seltzer. Give me a little lime in there. And, you see people like starting to get a little loose and you're like, maybe I could do that again. Then you start to think, no, and the hangover comes and you feel like crap. And I don't know. For me, it was really kind of a non-issue, stopping drinking. October 1st will be 3 years alcohol and drug free. Nice, Big Kahuna. Give it up. That's an accomplishment right there. It is weird hanging out with friends, being the only one not drinking. What's crazy is that I feel like more and more people are giving up drinking. I feel like, I go out to dinner and with friends and they'll order drinks sometimes. And then sometimes they'll be like, oh, Rebs, not drinking. You inspired me to not drink for the dinner. I'm like, oh, cool. It's just, I don't care what you do with your own life. You want to, be shooting up a nice tar ball at dinner, go for it. It's your life, do whatever you want. I couldn't care less what you do with your life, but as long as it makes you happy. As long as you're not hurting anybody in the process, right? My new addiction is eating. Yeah, I mean, I'm also a foodie too. I really enjoy eating, Not even a glass of wine. No, I mean, I used to drink a lot of wine too. We'd go out to dinner, my wife and I, even before she was my wife, we'd go out to dinner all the time and would taste all the fancy pants wines. And I loved it. I really enjoyed wine. I used to smoke cigars too. I just used to indulge in a lot of things and I don't really miss it. There's great wine pairings with great meals, but I would rather feel like I do, that's it. I'm clean for almost 90 minutes. There you go, Midland Trader. Amazing. It is almost 5 o'clock somewhere, I'm sure, though. All right, if we get 185 more likes, 135 more likes, we will do a giveaway here. There you go. Retiring to the Villages. You're a savage for that screen name. It goes down in the village. Yeah, the Villages, I heard, are pretty wild there. Sounds like you became stoic. I don't know if I'm completely stoic, but yeah, just, you get older, you just care less about things that you thought really mattered and they don't actually matter. You stop trying to control the things in your life that you can't control. It's usually things that are outside of your control that really bother people. It's just like you just let go and you just say, hey, it's out of my control. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. Any non-alcoholic drinks you enjoy? Celsius, baby, every day of the week. This is the stuff we drink. And everybody DMs me that it's got cyanide in it. You're going to die. Well, I'm going to die with a smile on my face. Retiring to the Village reminds me from the Dead Villages. Darkness, never seen that there. 40 years of drinking legally and going strong here. Still not addicted though. Never smoked ever. Never touched drugs. Proud of my non-addiction. Love that. There you go. This is a great screen name, by the way, there. I actually bought me some Stoic books recently. Great reminder to open them. There you go. Nothing like a good tarball and Wagyu combo. Oh, so good. I'm 28 and feel very behind trying to get the mindset right and get on track to a great lifestyle similar to what you've created, man. I'm telling you, 28, you're so young. You're very, very young at 28. You got plenty of time. A year is a long time. You make little small changes in your life every single month. You'll look back after a year and say, wow, made 12 changes this year. This is insane. Just take it day by day. Don't try to overwhelm yourself and make every single change overnight. That's a sure shot to failure there. Y'all know DBA is also sober too, right? More heads just explain. I think people figured that he's sober as well. What's your opinion on gold right now? We had that big bump up. Let's see. What is it doing right now? It's holding VWAP. I don't really have an opinion on gold lately. Yeah, I don't really, not really sure how I feel about gold, to be honest with you. And we are coming down to kind of a precarious area here where if it does bounce, we should rally back into this area of liquidity. So, yeah, we'll see. Rips is a therapist. Nah, What did you replace drinking with? Maybe eating on the weekends. I don't know. I didn't really replace it with anything. I work out. You could say that I replaced it with that, the feeling that I get working out. I go to bed early and I wake up early. Early to bed, early to rise. And I enjoy that lifestyle very well. What do you think of these AI trading systems? If it's available to you, it's probably not good. But the AI trading systems that people like Citadel and Goldman use, very, very good. Get sober, become a trader seems to be a thief. Yeah, maybe. You only crypto for the long-term rips. I did have some crypto back in the day, but I sold it. I would have had like, $15 to $20 million in crypto at the heights during COVID. Had I held, but I did not hold on that long. But I still made money in crypto. Ribs, do you have any favorite poker books, or you just learn from your many years of experience at the table? The first poker book that I think I read was, what's his name? Dan something, Book of Tells. Dan Caro? Is it Dan Caro? Book of Tells? Something like that. But yeah, I read Super System, of course. Who hasn't read Super System? I don't think I ever read Super System 2, but Super System is like complete garbage now in today's GTO world, but it's a good book. It's fun. Mike Caro, thank you so much. Mike Caro, that's the one. Yeah, I think it was the first book I read. I like poker very much because it's a psychological game. Yeah, Mike Caro, thank you so much. Whit says, I'm just glad to be alive after my partying ways. I feel the same way, actually. Do I sports bet? I'm excited for NFL. I'm probably the worst NFL sports bettor. Maybe I'll get good one day, but I'm very good at betting tennis and baseball, and even better if I'm betting them live. So betting live tennis, live baseball. There's some times where it's like the bookie, I swear, it's just like, dude, you're serious right now? Okay, thanks. And it's like free money. But yeah, I've been, dabbling a little bit here and there, but probably pick up when NFL season starts, Ever read Bring Down the House? Yes, of course. Do you usually wait until market open before taking any trades? Do you ever trade pre-market open? Finbar, I actually do trade quite a bit pre-market. Just been kind of relaxed lately, and the market's not really doing anything that I see as an advantage for me as a trader, so I'm just kind of being patient. Had we come up all the way to 928 here, I would have been looking for a short. Right now, we're just kind of holding and waiting here. Rips, how old are you? Older than 30, but younger than 60. Do like Harrington's series of books. Dan Harrington, he was a good one as well there. Did you bet Fritz yesterday? I haven't bet tennis in a hot minute, but I was watching Tiafoe and Zheng yesterday when I was playing poker. Any tennis picks today? No tennis picks. Who do I have at the U.S. Open? I don't want people to bet on it, but I have my ideas. there. Germany is announcing something about rate cuts 15 minutes after the Open. Well, we do have the Bank of Canada that's going to be maybe cutting rates, so we'll have to see. Alcaraz probably is who I'd pick there between those two, Carl. Small demo bookmap. Really want to learn how to use it like you. Who's Eels? E-I-E-Ls. I think that's Rips, but your fingers mashed the wrong keys. I have a webinar on bookmap. I would say go to YouTube's, go to Bookmap's YouTube channel. That's what I would do there. Alcaraz is out. Which round did he lose in? What kind of watch are you wearing? This is an Apple Watch right here. Mentioned it yesterday, but what day should we expect to roll the contract over? I would say, let me see here. I would think that we're probably going to do it 16th or the 17th. We have FOMC on the 18th. Maybe it's going to be the week prior. I'd be looking out anytime between the 12th and the 16th. Nice one by Tiafoe. Yeah, there you go. It is coming down a little bit here. I want to see what happens at 8:51. Did we get enough likes? Do you folks not want some free stuff? 850 likes. Otherwise, I got to leave in like 2 minutes here. So it's up to you folks. It's an easy ask here. You just have to go click that like button, and then we'll stick around. We'll trade the Open. We'll do some giveaways. Easy peasy there. Such a boring London session. You're telling me. Chop, 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 right? 20 more likes. 20 more likes. That's all we need. 20 more likes. And then we'll do the dang thing here. There we go. All right, we got it. Let's do some giveaways. Let's trade the Open first and then see what's what. I'm not going to trade my XFAs. I'm going to just stick to some combines to start and see how we do. I don't really have hungry eyes today. I really don't. If I don't trade my funded accounts today, I'm perfectly fine with that. I really don't mind. So let's see what happens here off this open. Get my stream deck in my lap here. Get my hotkeys enabled. And we will see if we can catch any alpha here. Get over to the trade screen. That's kind of the setup that I'm watching there is a break of 851 and finding some bids would lead me to believe that we can get the price jumping a little bit higher, maybe a 70-point trade all the way up to 928 or up to that trend line, maybe right around 860, 880, 890, somewhere in that range there. Got a link for the hotkeys. They're not released yet. It's just a private add-on for NinjaTrader, but they will be released soon. It's just that the creator of them has had life get in the way right now, so we're just being patient, waiting for him to work through what's going on. You don't trade for value gap. There's one just up there. You know, it depends. It depends on how I'm feeling that day. Which is the song that's gonna be stuck in your head. Hungry Eyes. All right, take care, Samuel. Take care. Wouldn't be surprised if we see 18,500. Yeah, I think that, you know, the market's looking awfully heavy right now. We made a lower high. We do break below this area where we found bidders. I do think that we can see this market definitely dumping here. Remember, 803 and 725 are two big areas that we are watching here. I'm going to go ahead and switch this into the 3-minute chart. Get a little bit more granular here. All right, everybody, we got 2 minutes here until the market opens. 2 minutes. Make sure you check your positions. Make sure you are ready to rumble. Make sure you're trading the right accounts. Make sure if you're copy trading, your copier is set up correctly there. Which add-on to use for NinjaTrader for hotkeys? It is a custom add-on that has not been released yet. You hold trades through the open? Depends. It all depends. If I have a really high entry, if I was short from 928 or so, I would still probably, well, I don't know if I would have been able to hold on to that bounce, but let's just say I was short from 18,900. I'd probably still be holding this one, looking for a lower move here. But again, we're going to be trying this in some combine accounts. See what we can do here. Is there a way to share your NinjaTrader layout? I can look into that. I mean, I have, you know what? It wouldn't be good because my NinjaTrader is cascading across a bunch of different screens. So I don't think it would be that good to share, to be honest with you. Morning, Will. Good to see you. All right, less than a minute, everybody. And we are starting to find some bids here, but not a big amount here. I want to get zoomed in on my Magnificent 7 charts over here. Looking a little bit dumpy from equities. Let's see if we can catch a bid anywhere across the board. If we start to see some violence to the downside, I definitely want to try to scalp that. To the lower end, see if we can catch anything here. Good luck, everybody. 30 seconds. Remember, check your positions. Make sure you're trading the right account. Make sure you're ready to party. And let's see what happens. Right now we see Tesla catching a little bit of a bid. Apple trying to find its way out of the gully of despair. Microsoft, Amazon, Meta, Google, and Nvidia all selling slightly off here. Here we go. Good luck, everybody. Wow, they are still selling this, actually. I'm going to move that stop up a little bit. I'm going to try to trade a one guy here. See if we can break through that 851 level. I think that little pop was not as strong as it should have been. Let's see. We're trading a one guy here. Just on that pop was a little bit of weakness that I saw. But we could have an algorithm turn on and negate this trade, but it was a little bit of weakness that I wanted to target there off the open. Let's see if we can get through 851 here. So a little bit of a pop back up. Adding into these low 60s here. Yeah, I was worried about a little bit of a pop like that. Let's see if we can negate that in these 80s again. Very, very choppy here. Watching. Back to the point of control, about 86 or so. There are some buyers stepping in Nvidia, which is a little bit concerning. Let's see here. Adding into that for the break of 75 to the downside. This might come right back up in our face. I get stopped out there. Well, we were trying there. It came right back up to VWAP. Let's see if we can make anything more happen here. See if we can dance around. If we're watching here on the charts here, you see right there, came right back up to VWAP. Danced around a little bit. And then made its way back down. Let's see if there's anything worth doing for a follow-up trade here. Got stopped out there on our first try. But let's see here. Consistency rules from Topstep saved my life. Been passing Apex, take profit, blue accounts next after being funded. Yeah, well, I'm going to try to capture this now to the downside here. That was the sweep I was looking for. I want to try to add into this on this break of lows. Yeah, Nvidia is coming down a little bit here too. Trying to capture as much of this as I can. Seeing some bids firm up. This is just such a weird area of the market here. So let's see if we can time this appropriately here. Extremely, extremely choppy open. Let's see if we can get this breakdown at all. So we have the Bank of Canada rate decision coming out shortly here. We have kind of double bottomed. But I want to see if we can have this topping out these 900s. Where's my stop? 97. I actually want to have this a little bit higher just in case. I want to try to nail this here if we can get below 75. Yeah, we're not seeing an overweight number of sellers on the tape yet, even though we are seeing a little bit of weakness across the board. The only strong one that I'm seeing is, well, Meta and Google are both strong, but Apple's super weak, Amazon's super weak, Nvidia's trying to put together something here. So let's see, we're back above VWAP. Watching here at 900s. Are we going to fail this under 900 or not? We might get stopped out here. Let's see. Okay, back below 900. Let's see if we can get this continuation to the downside here. A little bit of stalling. Yeah, there's some bids stacking up. Not sure if I like this too much yet. Coming up to that trend line here again. If we pop through that trend line, we might just be a little bit early to this short, I think. Let's see here. It's still running in a little bit hot. Yeah, they're starting to buy it here. Microsoft with a little bit of a bounce. Trying to hold this out that we can get the top here. And adding right here for the sweep below 900 if we can get that. Otherwise, we will get stopped out here on this trade idea. So looking for this sweep back below 900. If we can get that nice cut below 900, we will be in business here. And not a lot of tremendous selling through that 900. I don't like that there. Unfortunately, let's see. Getting very close. Yeah, and stopped out there. Got got waxed on that one there. All right, well, two trade ideas. Neither of them worked, which is just the way that it goes sometimes. Was trying to short that. I still think that we go down. I just think that we couldn't handle the initial push into the open there. So unfortunately, we ended up taking it on the chin a little bit. So that's pulling me out from those combines there. Let's see what that puts us up on the day, or down, I should say, on the day. $17,000 in combine losses today. And that's just the way it works there. So I think we do head down here. We went all the way up to 928. Let's see if we actually reject there at 928. Let's go ahead and see here. I think we hit 928 right on the ticket. That should have been the area that we waited for, but you know, I was pretty adamant believing that we were going to reject off that trend line there. But yeah, watch this. I think that we sweep these lows now. We go all the way down. You know what? I kind of, hold on a second. Hold the phone. Oh my gosh. I actually want to switch over and see if we can. That was such a beautiful rejection off of 928. Seriously, think we can continue up for the day? I disagree. You know, I think that we're going to reject at this 928 level again. I think that the way that the market's trading right now, it's still weak. I am seeing weakness across the board here. Jolt's coming up in 25 minutes. Yeah, we do have Jolt's job openings. We have that coming out as well. I don't want to throw in the towel just yet. I want to see if we can put something on that matters here. Let's see. Let's have a gander here. I mean, it's getting pretty lofty up here, right? It's getting pretty lofty. I'm going to try another short here. Getting pretty lofty here. See if we're rejecting these 900s. Adding again. Beautiful. Let's see if we reject 900 now. Watching for this rejection up at 900. I don't want to see this thing dip and rip back below 900, so I'm just trying to gauge my trade alongside this here. 905, a little bit of a harsh rejection. Adding right there for the blow through 900 now. And let's see if we can actually have this crack below here. So watching for this reject below, adding into this for the sweep lower. Trying not to have hungry eyes in this trade. Let's see if we can get down to 75. Some buyers coming in on the tape here. Okay, beautiful rejection there. Let's see if we can paint through 75 now. They're not making this easy, are they? They're really not making this easy. Let's see if we can cut through the noise here down at 75 or so. Still some sellers on the tape. I am seeing some sellers. Nvidia is starting to drift lower too. See if we can find some exhaustion from those buyers down there at 75. Still coming down here. And a little bit of a change in the tape there. Some algorithms turning on. I don't like how heavy it's fighting right here, unfortunately. Not liking this look because they're still buying it here. Yeah. See if we reject again at 900s. That would be a primo rejection at 900. Watching. Still some sellers here. Back down to the VWAP. Kind of wrestling right there at the VWAP. Back above 900. Trying to see if we can get back down to that 75 area. Very, very tricky open for me this morning so far. So I'm watching here on the flush back through 900. I'm looking for that continuation through 75 here, back to the VWAP. And again, running into that same traffic that we saw before and not liking that traffic right at the VWAP. See if we can cut through that. There's some hungry buyers on this tape right now. But if we can cut through a lot of that bid side activity, I think that we can go lower because these buyers are getting sold into almost immediately. So let's see if we can try to be patient in this. I might want to reduce my size a little bit, but let's see. They still are showing some weakness here. Just need to cut through that VWAP and then we'll be in business. A lot of traffic right here. Nobody wants to be the first one in the pool. Okay, some stop runs down lower. Let's see if we can have continuation down to 75 again. Now they're defending 85s here. Very, very choppy stuff. Defending 85 still. Okay, can we get a stop sweep? Wow. That defender at 85 said, hold my beer. You're not getting through 85 just yet. Big defender there at 85. Still sellers on the tape, though. Still holding this. Big defense there, intercepting 85s now. Yeah, ES is definitely going up, but we are still seeing Nvidia bleeding hard here. So that's what's keeping me in the trade. Let's get through this 85 pull. Can we actually sell through these 80s now? Big buyer at those 80s. Oh, this is such a wonky trade. We're not getting the resolution that we're looking for to the downside here. It should be an immediate snap through these 80s, but we're not getting it. Some hefty buyers coming in here. Yeah, some bid to cover showing up there on the bid. Let's see if we can sweep lower. Look for that 900 to cover. Come back up. Looks like we might paint all the way to our stop there and got stopped out. Well, that's unfortunate. We're looking for that failure at 80. That is unfortunate there. There might be one more trade to be had. We'll see if we can find it. Back up to 928. There's your blow off into that 928. Let's see if we can have a nice little solid rejection here. Now, I guess we should have flipped when we saw those buyers starting to step in. We're seeing Microsoft and Meta just go right to the moon there. Still waiting till short with strong opening. Yeah, I feel like this is a pretty strong candle here. I mean, they're starting to really push through this. So watching here for that reject off of these 950s or so. Let's see. See if we have any type of rejection on this pull at all. And wait for it. Yeah, they're blowing through those 50s now. All right, so if that's the case, where's our next target for a potential short? Would be 83. Could we ride this thing to these 80s temporarily? Watching here. On a pullback. All right, watching. Starting to get a little heavy into these 60s. Apple has rebounded as well. Watching here right at 55. Watching. Wait for it. Okay, trying this for a breakout of 60s. I want to try to trade this up to 83 if we can get this. So watching up at 55. Because 83 seems like the level that we'd have any type of reversal here. So let's see. Breakout of 65 here. A little bit of a struggle. Okay, Bank of Canada rate decision is in 90 seconds, so this is definitely a risky hold here. I'm just going to use my hotkeys to stop out because this is going to move. Okay, watching here. Some buyers on the tape. Getting a little wicky up here. Okay, watching up here at 65. 83 is my target. If we blow through 83, we have a lot of juice to the upside, which is why I'm buying up here. Okay, some offers are layering in a little bit. You have the news coming out in 30 seconds here. $30. Yeah, I might come out. Yeah, I'm going to come out right there. Let's wait. Let's wait and see. Okay, they cut as expected. Okay, waiting. Okay, back in. So we have broken out completely above that, right? Let's see if we can get this hammered in. Okay, adding. Watching for this blowout. Beautiful. Watching for this blowout of the 70s now. Let's see if we get this perk over the 70s. And can we get that perk over the 70s that we're looking for? A little bit of traffic there into 67. We might have reached the topping area here. Wait for it. Wait for it. And we're out. All righty. Sweet. Okay. Well, wasn't our day today, unfortunately. Ended up taking it on the chin. Let's go ahead and do a giveaway, though. Let's do a giveaway here. Alrighty here. Let's do this. Channel members get 10x the luck. We're going to do keyword. Hold on. Let's end the poll here. So let's see. 44% said it's going to be above. 31% say below. 24% say I want the money. There you go. Amazing. All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and do this here. The keyword today is going to be smoked, because that's what happened. We got smoked today. Unbelievable. Keyword is smoked. So go ahead and type that in. Once we get up to, let's say like 200 entries, we'll go ahead and do the giveaway here. Keyword is smoked. Congratulations to anybody who caught that long there off the open. It's a beautiful, beautiful long. Unfortunately, we were on the wrong side of things and we got smoked because of it, as you do. It's how it works from time to time. All right, just get those keywords written in there. And like I said, once we get to 200, oh, we're already at 300 here. So we'll give it another 30 seconds here, A little Smokey and the Bandit this morning. And we are down across the board on multiple Combine accounts. Unfortunately, P&L right now, we are sitting down $20,000 in Combines. Oh my goodness, what are we gonna do? I might have actually... I think I might have actually blown 2 of those Combines, so I might have to refresh 2 of those. So there we go. Keyword is smoked, everybody, because we got smoked on Combines today, as you do. And as we're talking, we are going much higher here. All right, everybody, here we go. Giving this away in 5. Oh, and by the way, to qualify for the giveaway, it's extremely easy to do. Extremely easy to do. All you have to do is make sure you're following me right here. Where is it? Right there. Twitter and Instagram. @SellingRibs. Follow me there on Twitter and Instagram. If you're not following me, you don't qualify. And I'm going to call your name. All you have to do is type in whatever your Twitter or Instagram username is. And then that's it. All right, everybody. Here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and roll in. Justin Prouse, you have won either a free Topstep comment or a free month of Clubhouse. It's your world, baby. We're just living in it. You tell me what you want. We'll make it happen. Come on down, Justin. Come on down. Come on down. All right, we're going to put you on the clock here. You got 1 minute to claim starting. Okay, here we go, J.R. Prowse. Which platform is that on, my friend? Let's see if it's on Twitter. Let's see here. Nope, not on Twitter, so it's got to be on Instagram. Let's see. Let's see. Let me find you here. Oh, there you are. Finally, it popped up. All right, and you follow me. Give it up for Justin, my man. All right, let me send you a message right now. Hold on 1 second. Make sure I got this here. All right, sweet. Get this locked and loaded for you. Did anybody catch that long? Are you still in that long there? We hit that target that we were looking for. We just had too much size on. We got smoked because of it. Anybody catch that move to the long side there? Because that was a juicy one, especially if you caught it all the way from the beginning there. All right, there you go, Justin. Just sent you a DM there. All right, everybody, that's going to do it for me. We are down 20,500 in combines. Cue all the free marketing from Twitter. Hold on, let me do a sad face. How did we lose? Oh, my God. Anyway, I hope you all have a great trading day today. I'll keep you posted if I end up trading either XFAs or my live account today and either make some real money in the market. But like I said, we're down on combines today. Hit the max loss across a couple few of them. So hope you have all a great day, and I'll see you bright and early tomorrow. Take care, everybody.